Good morning. It is October in Arizona and we found a new place. This is Lake Pleasant, just north of Phoenix. Never been here before. It rained and the wind blew all day yesterday and all night last night, but what a gorgeous morning I woke up to. With the clouds over the lake in such a cool way. Right over there. Isn't that beautiful? Man. I love Arizona. You just never know what kind of sunset or sunrise you're gonna wake up to. It's just gorgeous. So this is a state park, and I'll give you more information about it a little bit later. I haven't even had coffee yet, so I've got to get my bearings, and then we're gonna go explore today. Come along with us. Enjoy this beautiful lake in Arizona. Okay, it's a beautiful morning, and we are here at Lake Pleasant, just outside of Peoria, Arizona, north of Phoenix, and we're on the water. Woohoo!
And Patch is on board.
And Patch is on board. Hi, Patch. Got sporting your new life vest. Hey there. So we're out on the kayaks at Lake Pleasant and enjoying this beautiful space. And it's starting to get sunny. It's been cloudy for the last 2 days and raining and pretty high winds last night. We even hooked up the truck because it was like 35, maybe 40-mile-an-hour winds. But woke up this morning to a beautiful day. We're very happy about that. Lots of people out today. It is Saturday, so folks are enjoying the lake. It's really nice. This is a little cove. I think it's called 2 Cow Cove. There's also one called 1 Cow Cove. I don't know what the history is behind that, but I bet it's interesting. And there's some off-roading here. There's a lot of lake access, but it's not real easy to get to. It's not terrible, but you do need 4-wheel drive to get down here. Okay, I'm gonna continue paddling. Water is so clean here. It's very clear. And I'm holding on to Joanne's boat because
I'm swimming!
She's in the water. How's the temperature?
Excellent, it's perfect. It's just cold enough that it takes that heat off your skin, but not so cold that you're shivering. It's perfect. And the mountains up there are magnificent. And the mountains up there are magnificent. And the mountains over there are magnificent.
Yes, the mountains are magnificent. So Lake Pleasant is fed by both the Agua Fria and the Colorado River. It was originally dammed up in 1927 along the Agua Fria River. And then in 1973, there was the Central Arizona Project, which was a huge project to bring drinking water to areas in central Arizona. And part of that was to dam up the Colorado River and to expand this area. And the park that we're staying at is a county park, Maricopa County Park, and the campground's really nice. We'll take a run through there. There's 2 parts to the campground. There's Desert Tortoise Loop, and then there's the Roadrunner campground. This is a little island that we're just hanging out at, so that Joanne can swim. And so we'll take a jaunt around the campground in a little bit. We're staying at the Roadrunner campground in site number D18. It's one of the sites along the water. You can't get right down to the water from the campsite. I mean, you could if you went down a very steep hill, but you can see the water. It has a view, which is beautiful. It's gorgeous this morning. All right, more about the campground later. Here we are parked at Pleasant Lake in the Roadrunner campground, and it's Saturday afternoon, about 4 o'clock. Quite a few people here, and the lake is beautiful. Gonna go for a bike ride in a little bit, but I'm taking Patch for a little walk. So this is 18, has a lake view. It's really pretty. It's a pull-through site. It's pretty big, so any rig could fit there. And we just are pretty leisurely parked in here with lots of room in the campsite. So here are the showers and restrooms. I took a shower here yesterday. Water was hot. It is one of those push button showers that you have to keep pushing the button, but you don't have to hold it continuously. It goes for about 3 minutes and then it goes off. It's the camp host site right there. Have a nice shade structure. Each one of the sites has a little covered picnic area and a fire pit, and they have water and electricity at the sites. I think there are some sites here that are primitive and they don't have water and electricity, but not sure in this campground. I know in Desert Tortoise, the one down the road, there's primitive sites there. Here's a pretty good look at a campsite that isn't occupied. Each one of the sites has these little stone markers with a number on it. Little clip with the reservation you put on there. This is a back end site. There's a picnic table, a little covered area. Electricity, water on this side. It's pretty busy here. We're just north of Phoenix, so I can imagine it gets a lot of local traffic. Each of the campgrounds has a couple of dumpsters. They're centrally located at the entrance to each of the loops. They really encourage you to keep your garbage picked up and not leave it laying around your site. There are wild burros here, and so they will come right up to your site. It is against the park rules, and I think it might actually be against, there's county ordinance that you cannot feed the wild burros or any other wildlife here. Here's a sign going into the Roadrunner campground, and check-in is at 2 p.m. Checkout is at noon. They do have quiet hours 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. This is a pretty busy campsite, lots of activity. I mean, it's on a lake, so you kind of expect that. And but people mostly have been very respectful. And last night was pretty brutal. We had nasty winds, lots of rain. People were just hunkered down. Today, most folks are out trying to enjoy the park and the lake. There's a Discovery Center up here. We haven't been up there. I don't know what there is to discover, but maybe we'll check it out in a little bit. It's only open on the weekends, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So it just closed. It's just a little after 4. So this park costs $32 a night for a water and electric site. I think they define that as a developed site. And there is a $8, maybe a $7 reservation fee. That's just a one-time fee. It doesn't apply to every night that you stay, but it's a one-time fee. And that fee applies whether you reserve online or you call. I called because they do not allow reservations. Like if it's a Sunday and you want to make a reservation for a Monday night, the following Monday night, you have to call because online it doesn't allow you to do that. There is a gate at the front entrance They give you the code to the gate when you get your reservation. It closes at 9 o'clock. You can always get out, but in order to get in, you have to have the code. So we're out for our bike ride. There's Joanne and Patch in his little chariot. We went across from the Roadrunner campground to the Hawk Loop of the campground, and this is the view from Hawk Loop. It's a beautiful desert view. The sun is starting to go down, so I'm not going to swing around too far. I don't want to blind you. And you can see right down there, if you look closely, that is the canal that brings the water from the Colorado River into the lake.
And we've heard burros twice.
Yep, there are wild burros here. We haven't seen any up close. I did look through the binoculars and I could see the ones up on the ridge that were vocalizing. All right, keep going. This is the other side of the Hawk campground. I guess it kind of depends on where you are as to whether or not you have a lake view.
Like this one is 67, so
Yeah.
you have a lake view.
Yep.
You also have a nice sundown over here because you can see the mountains on this side.
Yeah.
So I would think 67 is a really nice site.
Yeah, 67 is definitely a nice site. This is the Desert Tortoise campground here at Lake Pleasant, and we're not going to go through this campground because it's gated. There's a little gate with a code that you have to punch in order to get into it, but it looks like a nice campground. It's got some nice sites. They're down in a little valley-like thing, which actually these people probably did really well last night. In the bad winds, they were probably shielded from that. So that would be an advantage of this campground.
There's a stream that goes through there.
Joanne just said there's a stream that goes through this campground as well. That's kind of cool. It's kind of close to the road though, and there's quite a bit of traffic on this road, so not as quiet as the Roadrunner campground. But still looks very nice. There's a camp host side over there with the covered roof. Look at that sky. Isn't that magnificent? It is beautiful tonight.
Hey, welcome to Parking in Paradise. Thanks for joining us here in the Zona. We are in Arizona at this beautiful place called Lake Pleasant. We've never been here before, but today we went biking, we went swimming, we went kayaking, and this water is so crystal clear and so beautiful to swim in. I was just so happy. And right now, this is our last night here, and I'm looking at the sunset over there. Deborah's a sunriser person, and I'm a sunsetter person. Every time the sun sets, if it's not raining, I'm watching it because I'm so thankful and grateful for another magnificent day in my life. And I always say the same thing. Thank you, sun, for coming out today. See you tomorrow. We're getting ready to just head up this road, which is where our camp is. And I'm just so happy to see these beautiful mountains, the cactus, the burros. We heard them sound off when we were kayaking this morning. And of course, Patch is with us. He is just so happy to go wherever we go. He never makes a sound in there unless there's a burro, then he'll bark. But he's really good about going in the kayak. He just sits there and watches everything go by, and he's just so content and happy. And I'm just gonna ask Deborah to get this sunset over here, over those mountains, and I'm sure it's just gonna give that typical Arizona burst, the starburst, as time goes on here. So we'll just give it a few minutes. But we want to thank you for tuning in to Parking in Paradise once again. We're so thankful for our subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, just hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and that'll tell you when we've released a new video. And we're going to release a new video just about every week from now on. So I'm so grateful to Deborah for doing all of the editing, because that's what she's great at. I do a lot of photography, but she does all the editing to release a video for everyone. So I'm grateful. Thanks for tuning in, and catch us at the next one, Parking in Paradise.